Sam, for you, eventing is a family affair?
Yeah, it has been. We've been doing it for a while. I think my mother evented when she was younger, a long time ago, and I sort of took it up probably when I was about 8, and we've been doing it ever since.
When you were 8?
I think around about that sort of age, similar that sort of age anyway.
There must have been a lot of changes. I mean, for example, we've now dropped that steeplechase bit.
Yeah, it has, and the thoroughbred sort of went out of fashion a wee bit when that went, when the steeplechase and roads and tracks left, but they've come roaring back into contention as people have been able to improve their dressage and bits and pieces, but there are a lot more warm bloods that can compete without the roads and tracks aspect, so the warm bloods sort of have really come into their own. You'll find a lot of the Germans and the Dutch teams and even the English have a lot of warm bloods in their eventing teams.
There were those who would be suggesting that you need to find a horse with a brain.
Probably is, yeah. They can be tricky. You got to have the right personality to work with them, and you're right. You sort of often have to see a few before you get one that's a superstar. Whereas with the warm blood, you tend to sort of hit a wee bit more than you miss. Probably. That's probably a contentious statement, but that's my experience anyway.
But they're highly strung.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and for what I'm doing, I don't really want that. I just don't have with what I'm doing. I don't have the time to sort of spend a whole lot of time dealing with that. So I'm more comfortable in the warm bloods these days. They're a little bit more forgiving.
At Rangiora Vet Centre, is it tough on horses doing a 3-day event?
Not too bad. It depends. In the South Island, we've only got one 3-star event, which is the highest level in New Zealand. 4 stars are the Badmintons and Burleys and Olympics and that sort of thing. It's not too bad. There can always be crashes and bits and pieces, but you can find that at any level. So we don't have a lot of injuries and things from 3-day events directly.
You're looking for a horse with stamina?
Yeah. One that you can keep going out every weekend and nice and sound. We obviously do a lot of soundness, lameness work, and a lot of pre-purchase work to sort of try and ensure that a horse that someone's buying is going to stay in one piece for a fair bit of time, and do a lot of pre-purchase work for overseas. So, if I go to sell a horse in a year or two's time, it'll get vetted overseas, and I won't do mine obviously, but that's the sort of thing we do.
And you're obviously into marketing.
Yeah. I mean, I recently I have anyway. When they sort of reach their limit, or we reach our limit as a combination, I sell them basically. I don't sort of keep them in the paddock till the day they die. I'm not sure you make a lot of money out of it when you work out what you've spent, but it's
you don't want to.
No. If you actually worked out what the hours and money that you've put into it over the years, you probably wouldn't make a lot of money. But it's nice to get a wee bit of reward at the end. Like I sold my down payment on my house was a horse that I sold to America, and although I probably would have, if I just put the money in the bank all those years, it sort of forced saving, I guess. I got lucky.
Now, this is very different as far as stresses are concerned than endurance racing.
It's different. I mean, the injuries are sort of different. It's a lot higher impact, so you tend to get, you do tend to get a lot more tendon and ligament injuries and joint injuries, but there's not the same endurance aspect in it as in endurance. So it's just different injuries really, I guess.
Sam, how do we compare with the rest of the world when it comes to eventing and eventing horses?
I think we do very well. There's still a good market with the dollar coming back. That'll be even better for us selling our horses. We compete really favourably, really. A lot of people like some thoroughbred in their horses. So like this horse here, he's half warm blood and half thoroughbred, so it just gives them a bit more endurance than a straight thoroughbred horse. I think we do very well on the world stage considering our size.
And I guess the top international riders are helping our case overseas.
Yeah, dead right. Yep. They're often using New Zealand horses or New Zealand sourced horses, and so that really helps. Tim and Janelle and Andrew and Mark and those sort of guys have done sensationally in the last year or two. Well, for a long time, but recently they're doing well again.
So you started at age 8, and there's still a fair bit of riding in you.
Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing you don't have to. What Toddy's. What is he, almost 60, and he's still going around. So I've sort of haven't got any top horses at the moment. With I've got a young family, and with working at the vet centre, it's pretty busy. So between those two things, my top level competition's taken a bit of a back seat recently. But it's not to say I won't hope to do it again in the next few years.
And you've got some horses coming through?
Yeah, so I've just got a couple of young horses. I think 3 young horses at the moment. Sort of 4 and 5 year olds. 4 and 5 year olds that we'll just tick over, get going, and it's quite good for where I'm at the moment. You know, if we're busy at work, or you know things are all go, it doesn't matter if you don't work them. Whereas the high level horses, you need to work them. You know, do a certain, you know, gallop them on a day or dressage them on a day, whereas these guys, you can go, oh no, I'm too busy, and it's not a problem because they're young and it doesn't matter as much at the lower level.
And you've got Rachel to help you.
Yeah, Rachel's sort of the key to the yard. I sort of come in and often try and whip in here and ride in sort of about 40 minutes at lunch, so which is one of the reasons I don't use thoroughbreds, because sometimes if you're in a rush with thoroughbreds, they don't respond very well, whereas the warm bloods are pretty good. So you know, I'm lucky. I give Rachel a text saying, oh, I'm 15 minutes away and I'm pretty sport really.